A new twist in a political drama as the government of Malaysian Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin fights to hold on to power. Its biggest party, UMNO, says an election is needed to ensure a stable government.
After its second major meeting in a week, UMNO has called for a fresh mandate to restore stability in Malaysia. But it says it will play nice for now and waits for the pandemic to be over first. The demands have triggered speculation of an imminent cabinet reshuffle that would hand UMNO officials more prominent roles in the interim. UMNO's support is critically important to Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin. His coalition only has a two-seat majority in Parliament. Attention is now shifting to next week's budget, which could make or break the Prime Minister's leadership. UMNO has promised to support Mr. Muhyiddin's budget, while Anwar Ibrahim's Pakatan Harapan coalition has urged the Prime Minister to negotiate with the opposition before tabling the bill.
Mr. Goh is live for us in Kuala Lumpur. Mel, polls after the pandemic, so does that mean the Prime Minister can breathe easy for now?
Well, the question has always been for how long, Steve, the razor-thin majority that Mr. Muhyiddin's Perikatan Nasional government has since he took over as Malaysia Prime Minister in March has always been his Achilles heel. Now, he will need to watch his back constantly, even though after his largest political ally, UMNO, the ex-ruling party, has promised to back him all the way in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic, including making sure that Budget 2021 is passed in Parliament. But UMNO, that holds the largest number of seats, about a third, has always made it very clear that they want a snap election to be called immediately after COVID-19 cases are brought under control. And that can happen in a few weeks or in a few months because it's very subjective. I mean, the government's tenure is until middle of 2023. So there's still 2.5 years to go. But some within UMNO are getting impatient. They are hoping for elections to be held early next year because they believe that they can win big if election is called. Now, many are tired of playing second fiddle to Parti Bersatu that has lesser seats. Now, UMNO has 39 MPs, Bersatu has 31. So despite the assurance coming from UMNO, the highest decision-making body, they will support Mr. Muhyiddin to make sure the budget is passed, he can't really take their word for it because all it takes is just 1, 2 or 3 MPs to turn rogue and vote against him in a budget. And that's why he needs to buy insurance. He needs to count on a few opposition MPs to back him up to make sure the budget is passed. Because if the budget is defeated, it's as good as a no-confidence vote against him. Now, his government will fall unless he can work something out with the opposition. Steve?
So, Mel, what can we expect during next week's budget discussions then?
Well, the budget 2021 is scheduled to be tabled next Friday, November 6th. Now, Pakatan Harapan, the opposition coalition, has said that they want to be consulted before a budget is tabled because they can't just support it blindly, even though the King has advised them to do so to make sure budget is passed swiftly so that funds can be disbursed and reach those in need the most, like the frontliners, the poor, the destitute, the unemployed and so on, although the Prime Minister's office has not responded to that request. I understand that there will be a meeting between Finance Minister Tengku Zafro and some of the opposition MPs soon to negotiate a way forward. Now, the opposition, Pakatan Harapan, including UMNO, want more help for the unemployed, the poor who are most affected by the pandemic, including the rollover of the debt moratorium till year-end at least, which I heard is something very hard for the government to do. Well, we'll see whether some of the some sort of bipartisanship can be worked out. It's important to point out here that although the budget is tabled on November 6th, it's only coming up for a vote at the policy stage on November 23rd, so it's not immediate. It will still need to be debated in Parliament first. Steve, Otali?
All right, Mel, thanks for that. Thanks, Mel. Mel Goh speaking to us from Kuala Lumpur.